How long has this these latest tensions been building?
So the latest tension is about a couple of weeks now, and there was a massive terrorist attack that happened where it was a targeted killing, which killed about 25 Indian citizens and 1 Nepalese citizen. So given the targeted nature of the terrorist attack, I expected this particular some sort of a retaliatory response attack from the Indian side, but this has been for about 2 weeks now.
Yeah. So what happens next? I think that's the big question, because Pakistan is very angry about this.
Of course, I think as you can expect, there is likely to be a response from the Pakistani side as well, even though India has engaged only in a retaliatory strike. But you can expect Pakistan to respond in some fashion or the other. But I think I am reasonably confident. I don't want to be absolutely sure, because things can get out of control, spin out of control, can get on an escalatory mode. But by and large, I would say Pakistani leadership also has shown reasonable amount of maturity to keep the conflict in limited fashion and not let it completely go out of hand. So I think there will be some retaliatory strike. They have got to defend as well their interests, and especially to the domestic community, constituency. So one can expect certain retaliatory strikes from their side. But I think if you look back, even in 2019, the last major strikes that happened, Pulwama terrorist attack, and followed by the Balakot airstrikes from in the Indian side, which again both sides engaged in a limited conflict, but it was still limited. So I would say both the Indian and Pakistani political leadership do know the limits of this particular conflict, that they cannot escalate it to a nuclear level. But I think when two countries have nuclear weapons and given the geographical proximity, one should not take things for granted. So I think one needs to be careful, mindful of what kind of actions that we engage in and what kind of responses and retaliatory actions could be taken from the other side. So I think one has to be careful about that.
Yeah, Raji, we know that they practice for air raids, things like bomb threats, things like that in India. But how seriously do people in India take this, given that these tensions have been with Pakistan for a very, very long time now?
Absolutely. Even after the two countries went nuclear in 1998 May, the two countries have engaged in multiple conflicts, but they always have been limited in nature, whether it is starting with the parliament attack in 2001 and the retaliatory kind of strikes posture that India undertook, as well as and in more recent times, the 2016 Uri terrorist attack, in which some of the military forces were killed and so on and so forth. So every single attack has shown that there are these kind of red lines that both sides draw, that nuclear is not exactly where they would engage. But in terms of the Indian sentiments at this point of time following this particular attack, I think there has been a lot of disappointment, pain and anger, especially because of the targeted killings in a sense. Each of the targets were asked point blank what their religion was, and if they said Hindu, then without a blink of the eye, they were shot at. And I think that has created so much of pain and anger that there was in India could not have gone without responding to this particular situation. In a sense, such targeted killings, Pakistan also would have expected that it would create some sort of a response from the Indian side.
All right, Raji, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.